Hello, everyone. Welcome to Joe Consumes Cinema. I'm your host, Restwell in Valhalla, and today we have The Last Kingdom, Season 5, Episode 8. So that scene from the last episode, man, still get goosebumps just thinking about it. I really ranked the scene between Uhtred and Alfred when they were kind of saying their goodbyes and like leading up to it, that conversation. That was very high up there for me, but that scene between Brita and Uhtred, one last final goodbye. It seemed like this very touching moment, and it was just so well done where it was them fighting but cutting back to old memories, and it was like back and forth, back and forth. That was just shot so beautifully. And then, the two of them finally talking, and it seems like Uhtred is going to pull her back from, the brink, and then only for her to, the arrow to just pierce through her just out of nowhere. My jaw just hit the floor when I saw it. I really don't think there was any possibility of reconciliation or anything like that. Uhtred trying to help Brita at that point would just cause him a lot of trouble and a lot of problems. So in that sense, it is good that Stura showed up and just, got her revenge and put that storyline to bed. I don't know, this season, things with her have kind of been all over the place, but if the writers were going to make it up to me, that scene did a lot of heavy lifting right there. Lord Aethelhelm, aka Lord Scum, is very busy trying to broker an alliance with the Scots. Aethelhelm is making a lot of promises that he cannot keep, at least for now he can't. He doesn't know it yet, but he's lost control of Elfwin. You saw Queen Elswith just stabbing the shit out of that guy. She has a real taste for blood, it seems. And yeah, one of the major bargaining chips was Aethelhelm offered the hand of Elfwin to Witgar as a way to broker the alliance, kind of sweeten the deal, offer 50% of Mercia's wealth to the Scots in exchange for, backing him and his grandson. So yeah, things are going to go wrong for him very fast. And I'm just wondering at this point, how is Edward going to meet his end? Because we know that Aethelstan is going to become king. We only have 3 episodes left. That means Edward has to fall very soon, maybe even this episode, honestly. We only have 3 left. But yeah, for a show that moves at a very fast pace, we have 3 episodes left and a lot of storyline to get through. So I think things are going to move even faster than I'm accustomed to, so this should be quite interesting. But yeah, I want to keep this short and sweet. Patreon link down below. With that, let's get right to it.
What are you doing here?
First it was Leofric's ghost. Now maybe it's Brita.
I will see you in Valhalla.
Why will you not speak with me?
I have freed you from her curse. There is nothing more for us to say.
She could have been saved.
Sigtryggr did not have the chance to be saved.
We journey onward.
I will journey onward, yes, but not with you.
What your destiny has brought me is pain and grief.
Damn.
At last we are reunited.
My father is already remarried. The new queen is with child. I do not think he would harm me.
The king can be most unforgiving.
I feel bad for this kid. He doesn't know better, so he's easily manipulated.
Great energy will be required for the times ahead.
Witgar does not like Aethelhelm at all. Aethelhelm better be careful. He keeps bossing him around like he's a servant.
And she wishes to marry this King Constantine. I would not want her to be forced.
She will understand.
It will provoke your father to war.
I thought you said we could do this without bloodshed.
Not war, confrontation, which we will win.
Flee the palace and ally with a man who has done so much wrong to me and to Wessex. I do not think I can forgive it.
Nor should you, honestly. The kid is being strung along, but at the same time...
That will mean he's always a threat.
Better a thread away from Winchester than within the palace. I ignore provocation. Fortify enough to rebuff them, but do not chase them down and walk into a trap.
That's a mistake. You should just deal with them outright.
If I do not play, Ethelhelm cannot win.
Fortunately, I think Edward just talked himself into a losing strategy.
Perhaps he really believes he can unseat the Saxon king.
Yeah, they see what's what.
Wessex turd. I'm not certain that our host welcomes your ambition.
She has suffered much, Uhtred. Perhaps it is wiser to let her be rather than to command her.
No, I shall not abandon her again.
The sentiment is truly noble, but Stiora has been a queen. She cannot live in Rumkofa as a trader's wife.
Tis time we go back to the peace of Rumkofa.
No. Our families have fled to Wessex, Lord.
We'll ride with you to death, you know that.
But this is not the right choice, Lord.
Is there another path?
There is one.
Do not be afraid. I do not intend violence, merely to bring peace.
The Danes? Or Ethelhelm?
Neither.
Shorter and more vicious.
That was a cool transition.
Bring grave news.
Elfwin was captured on the road with Ethelhelm.
Passive approach is not going to work here. You need to deal with him outright.
She is Ethelflaed's child.
I am aware of her bloodline, but I am also aware of Lord Ethelhelm. I will not react with haste to this provocation.
You know, with Lord Ethelhelm being in Bebbanburg, things are kind of lining up to where Uhtred could get the keep back.
Mother, this is your...
I will not acknowledge whichever harlot you've decided to bed.
I was going to say this is your new queen.
Oh, God.
A baby will be a blessing. Thank you.
Awkward as fuck.
I will not be leaving to seek Elfwin. But you must. Edward has refused.
And yet I cannot tell Mercia of this.
Lord Ethelhelm is fomenting rebellion.
We know this.
He has made an alliance with Constantine and has offered him the hand of Lady Elfwin.
Yeah, that's the rub.
Where will we find him?
In a fortress north of here, name of Bebbanburg.
Here we go. It's interesting how everything is tying in. Helping Wessex and Mercia, you know, might lead to him establishing his keep in Bebbanburg again, and then that's the home that, you know, he can protect Stora from.
I will throw myself from the walls sooner than marry this man.
Then do it.
What a fucking piece of work.
I think I'm cursed.
Then consider me the curse slayer.
Ethelhelm has joined with the Scots to take Northumbria, and he's launching his rebellion from Bebbanburg.
That is a strange twist of fate.
For most of my life, I've given my sword to Wessex, and it drew me away from my family.
All life is a test, true. But my God does not want you to fail. Perhaps you are not meant to choose between your fate and Alfred's ambition.
How can I serve two masters?
But what if there's only one master? One God, one destiny. You retake Bebbanburg and ensure Northumbria does not fall to the Scots. In that act, you find a home for your bloodline.
Yep, he's right.
It is my destiny to make England for Edward. Your God has a sense of humor.
It seems he does.
When Father Beocca was taken,
It was a sign that Beocca believed in your mission. Perhaps you were not ready.
I felt as ready then as I feel now. But if I fail again...
And what if you don't? Believe my God is on your side, and that you do not walk alone.
There is no God. Only the gods.
I love these two.
Surely a trap.
I know, but we have the advantage.
It would not be easy to breach the fortress, but it is possible if we're our full number. I lead the men of Wessex, and we push the Scots back over the border.
But what will stop Constantine from making another incursion in years to come?
You fortify the lands north of Bebbanburg, and I hold them for you.
There it is.
Uhtred, Lord of Bebbanburg, just as you always wanted. And you hold it alone.
Not alone.
I'm a king for all Saxons, not king to one man. And though I owe that man a debt, I cannot put that debt nor that man's ambition above the lives of my people. In exchange for marrying Elfwin and isolating Lord Ethelhelm, we will divide Northumbria in two, to create an area of fortification around the Scottish border.
If Northumbria is divided, you forfeit any chance to create the kingdom your father hoped for.
Yes, but in return, I will bring peace to land larger and more unified than he ever achieved. To put aside my father's dream, the dream of my family.
It is not honor, that is martyrdom.
If the people wish to reward me in their prayers, that is their will.
I think that you are afraid.
I gave your sister my word that I would keep Elfwin safe. I stand with Uhtred.
Well, there we have it.
There are good people in Northumbria. They are your people. You owe them your protection.
Your father trusted his judgment, as should you.
Impressive stuff.
Ethelstan, my boy, what do you say?
Interesting.
Since Elfwin has shown himself disloyal, Ethelstan could be the king to face the Scots.
Wow.
I will follow Lord Uhtred.
Very nice.
You do not walk alone.
I am a just king, but think on those who I have crushed. Think on the Ealdormen.
The Mercian Guard will be ordered to ram the gate down.
You can join our mission or you can flounder here. Choose!
Okay, took some time just to gather my thoughts. Another really good episode. So the writing this season has been all over the place, but I have to say that how they're tying things together at the end is actually quite impressive. Episode starts with Stura and Uhtred having that conversation where she blames him and his pursuit of destiny as what brought about all the problems for the family to begin with. Uhtred feels like he's having to serve two masters at once. His need to protect his family and try and keep them safe, and also the kingdoms of Wessex and Mercia, drive for this vision of a united England, Alfred's dream. Uhtred feels like he's never really had any choice in any of the decisions he's had to have made, because while they were very difficult, multiple times throughout all the different seasons where he was presented with a very tough choice, and he always chose, what he felt was the honorable path, even though oftentimes it was the most difficult. And Stura arguing that he always did what he thought was right and couched it in this argument that it was a part of a greater destiny and he's never really had any agency in his own actions. But she just views it as a betrayal, like a stupid way of thinking about the world that's forced him to abandon his family in real tangible ways. And yeah, that's the inner conflict that he's been struggling with throughout multiple seasons, and a lot it came like front and center in this episode. Great conversation between him and Father Pulik where they kind of hash out how I think things are going to go these last 2 episodes. So in order for Uhtred's family to be safe, they need a home of their own. They really don't have that. But he still has a bond with Alfred, his dream, and Edward, and the kingdoms of Wessex and Mercia. He needs them to be united and be safe. The only real way for them to do that is to actually enact this vision of a united England. Lord Aethelham has set things in motion here where he's arranged a marriage between Elfwin and King Constantine of Scotland. He's at Bebbanburg right now with Elfwin, also Witgar's there. Does not like Lord Aethelham at all. Wants to kill him, honestly. I would not be surprised about, if that happens at some point. So the easiest path now for Uhtred to accomplish those 2 main goals of keeping his family safe and fulfilling his oath to Alfred is for Uhtred to retake the Keep of Bebbanburg, bring it under Edward's control, because then Uhtred stands up north as Edward's bulwark against the Scots. Throughout the episode, Edward has kind of tricked himself into overanalyzing, I would say, taking an overly cautious path while the logic is definitely there. There's a faulty mechanism in the reasoning, I would say, that the simplest and most direct approach often is the most effective, and I think that's the case with, this whole situation. If Uhtred takes Bebbanburg, he would be loyal to King Edward. The kingdoms would thrive, honestly, and he is more than capable of acting as, that bulwark against the Scots, making any encroachments, south from their territory. I didn't think Edward would take things to the point of, drawing swords on Uhtred and his men and all those who have sided with him. It's a great scene because you see how many people have really taken up cause with Uhtred and believe in him. Not for selfish means, they all really think this just works to everyone's advantage when you really think about it. Queen Elswith, Father Pulik, Edith, even Aethelstan sided with, Uhtred over Edward in this case. And I thought that was going to be, compelling enough for Edward to realize, okay, I'm outnumbered here. Maybe I should just concede. Instead, he doubles down, which disconcerting to say the least. But yeah, we only have 2 episodes left, and we have to get to, a major battle between these sides. Lord Aethelham is definitely going down. I don't know about the grandson. He might make it, he might not. I am convinced that Edward is ultimately going to fall in battle somehow, and this is what gives us, King Aethelstan to end the season, I think. Uhtred is going to be made, Lord of Bebbanburg. Going to be a great moment. I can't wait to watch it. But yeah, honestly, I just want to get right to the next one. So, as always, thanks for watching, and peace.